All right, good morning, everyone. As usual, I'll be trying my best to clear up your unemployment California EDD questions. So you guys also know that I answer questions from people who are members of the channel that do the channel membership for $1.99. I answer their questions first at the start of these lives, and I have 3 questions. Good morning. I'm currently on FedEd using the remainder of my balance. 3:15, I called and reapplied on the phone. I did not work in the past 12 months. I received the 1277 invalid claim notice the day after I received my new award amount. After I received my new account number, I guess. Just received a letter asking me how I would like to receive my benefits. Today, I was able to log on to my UI with my remaining balance of FedEd and both weeks say paid. Do I exhaust the funds from my current FedEd and make a new account, or will my new claim award amount be loaded into my current unemployment? I'm so confused. And how did I qualify for a new claim if I haven't worked in the past year? So that is the order of things that happen on my claim as well. I do not qualify for a new claim, and Bartholomew, you do not qualify for a new claim either, even though the award letter came after the 1277 invalid claim notice. If you get the invalid claim notice, you're not going to qualify for that new claim. So they are going to keep you on your old claim. And for FedEd, some of you guys are able to certify past your benefit year. If that is the case for you, my recommendation is to keep certifying until there's a problem on your account, until it gets stuck in not paid, pending, or NA. And then once that happens, well, he already called to see if he qualifies for a new claim. So yeah, just continue to certify on your existing claim. Okay, Michelle says, I'm on FedEd, reapplied in January, and balance went to 0 on 3/14. Called and was told they would put me on PEUC and should be able to certify in 2 weeks. Didn't get anything in the mail and still can't verify. Should I still wait? Yes, Michelle, because when you called back in January to see if you qualified for a new claim, it seems like the rep did the thing where they kind of bypass officially reapplying, and they're kind of able to put a note on your account that says you're not going to qualify for a new claim. But since your FedEd balance hit 0, you're just waiting for the EDD to do their programming for the extension tier 3, PEUC 3. That's not in place yet. It's going to happen between 4:10 and 4:30. You guys are really active in the comments right now in the chat. I thank you guys so much for that. I'm going to jump into those in just one moment. You guys might want to slow down because you guys know I always get behind on the comments. Happy Easter, everyone. One more question for channel memberships. This is from Delana. She says, I'm receiving $300 extra a week. Is that PUA or PEUC? Unfortunately, we don't know from just that information. Everybody gets the extra $300 a week, regardless of what kind of claim you have. As long as you receive $1 in benefits from the EDD, you get that extra boost. She also says, I got your message that I need to call EDD to find out if I qualify for an extension. My claim ended 3/21/21. Any shortcuts to get through to customer service quicker? So you guys know that the EDD is closed today for Easter Sunday. Based on when her claim ended, that probably means she is PEUC. So yes, since your benefit year ended 3/21/21, she does need to call and see if she qualifies for a new claim. And the only shortcut that I know is to call, and then when it does the prompt, when they get to the point where it's like, press blah, 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 you're going to quickly press 134 to get through to the EDD. All right. And I see that there's 95 of you in here and only 12 likes. So if you guys could like the video while I get into your comments, I'd sure appreciate that. Okay. First one's from Tiff B. Claim. I believe I have to put that I'm looking for full-time work, even though I'm working part-time due to COVID. Do you know if the detailed job search is waived or if I have to list 3? So right now, the work search requirement is waived, but like you said, I do recommend still checking yes, that you're looking for work. But then when it gets to the place where it asks you to list where you looked for work, you can go ahead and hit skip, and that should not cause any issues on your claim. Jillian says, do you think people awaiting an extension now can be put on Fed Ed because PEUC 3 isn't programmed yet? They only get 20 weeks. What happens if California unemployment rate falls beneath 6%? PEUC 3 they go? So that's a bunch of questions. There are a lot of reps trying to put people into Fed Ed since the PEUC 3 programming isn't in place yet. But we don't know if that's actually going to take. It's a fix that the reps are trying to do so that people don't receive gaps in payment. But there are some reports that will still actually be waiting for PEUC 3. However, if you do wind up on a Fed Ed claim, instead of going to the PEUC Tier 3 extension now, yes, when you exhaust your 20 weeks of Fed Ed, then you would be put onto the third PEUC extension, and that would carry you all the way to September 4th. So that is why I keep saying that I don't see a situation where there would be a reason why we would quit getting benefits, any of us before September 4th. Something else that I want to address right at the beginning of this live, because there were a lot of questions about it on the Facebook board that I'm a moderator on, is a lot of you are having to certify again next week and you don't know why. So let me tell you why you may have certified today and you're going to be certifying again the very next week. You guys might not remember this because it's been a while. Back when the second stimulus package passed, not this new one, for the second PEUC extension, there was a phase out period. Everybody said PEUC 2, PEUC extension tier 2, it ends March 13th. That wasn't quite true. That was true if your balance reached a zero then, but if you had a balance, there was a phase out period. The phase out period for extension tier 2 ends April 10th. So that is why you're going to certify again next week. Even if you have a claim balance, even if you're still within your benefit year, the last week to claim money from PEUC extension tier 2 is next week, April 10th. So that's why you guys are going to certify again that week. Then, if you're within your benefit year, you'll be waiting on the EDD to program in that third PEUC extension. And they've said that'll take place between April 10th and April 30th. So hopefully they'll get it done sooner rather than later. I don't know if we'll be able to certify, but maybe not get paid if the programming's not in place yet. But because PEUC Tier 2 is ending, excuse me, next Saturday that we certify on Sunday, that is why you're certifying again in 1 week. All right, I'm going to get some water, so that means like the video. NT said, I didn't realize it's Easter Sunday. Thank you for doing this. Yep, I'm still quarantined and I'm back at work and we're open 365 days a year. I did a live on Thanksgiving because I didn't want people to be alone. So yeah, you guys are welcome. My mom misses me, but since I've been back in the public, I don't want to see her until I'm fully vaccinated and I get the second vaccine later today. Hence the short sleeves. I'm already prepared to go. Linda says, when the state starts to fully get back to normal in the summer, I wonder if work search requirements will be super strict, even for those who were never asked to prove 3 job searches to get paid. They might be, and it might be before summer. Somebody else is in another state and they have began implementing the work search requirements again. So they could start asking us to provide the places that we've applied to again soon, but we don't know. And I don't know how strict they'll be on that. Tiff B says, I have to go to work now. So hopefully you'll get my question a couple minutes early. Tiff B, have a good day at work. I hope you heard the answer before you had to take off. If not, it's right at the beginning of the live. Bruv says, specialists bypass the need to file a new year. Claim balance at 0 and maximum benefits paid. I got an automated message saying I may be put on Fed Ed if qualified. Shouldn't it be PEUC? Yes. Outdated message? Yes. But some reps are trying to put people onto Fed Ed they're trying to make it so that we don't have any gaps in payment since the third PEUC extension tier 3 is not ready yet. But there's guidance from the dole that actually says that they're supposed to keep us on PEUC. But yes, that's just an auto-generated message. And yes, we should be going on to PEUC 3. We're going to have to wait a week or so, though, to see if that's actually how it plays out. Nayeli says, how long does it take for ID Meet referee video call to answer? I've been waiting and nothing. The wait is over 5 hours. How will I be able to get through? Please help. So that is pretty common, a 5+ hour wait on ID.me. Unfortunately, some of the ways that I've heard to kind of have the process go by faster is to do it from a desktop or a laptop computer if you have access to one. And if you're really still struggling, I have heard people have success reaching out to ID.me on Twitter, their CEO, Blake Hall, on Twitter. And now people have said that the CEO, Blake Hall, also responds to people on his Instagram. So those are some ways that you can try to get the ID.me process moving faster, but that hold time is really long. Good morning, Eva. Good morning, everyone. Happy Easter Sunday if you celebrate. Eva says, do I have to file for a new claim if I'm on extension tier 2 once the benefit year ends? Yes, you do. Yes. But I recommend calling. I do still recommend calling. Again, since the PEUC tier 3 extension isn't ready yet, I have had many viewers tell me that they have just as easy of a time reapplying for benefits online themselves. But because of what an earlier commenter said about how the reps can kind of bypass the reapplying if they can tell you're not going to qualify for a new claim, it can sometimes be faster. Morning, LA Barbie. Thank you for the donation. It's been 2 weeks since I reapplied through the phone, and there's no updates on my UI. I did get an unemployment insurance award. So that seems to be normal, LA Barbie. The same is true for me. I want to say that my award letter has a claim date starting of 3/21, and nothing's updated online yet. I have a feeling that that's because we need to go into PEUC 3 and that programming's not available yet. But I'm in the same boat as you. I know it's frustrating because many of us don't have anything saved up, but I'll tell you when I personally will start to worry. If I start to see on the message boards and see comments from you guys in the chat that they're being paid and my claim still isn't moving, that's probably when I would start to worry. But the new claim paperwork it still processes like a new claim. And unfortunately, all new claims also go through the review period by a third party. So we're not going to be able to certify and get paid even if we don't qualify for a new claim until our claims go through that review process. And that takes between 2 and 6 weeks. I'm going to look on my phone calendar to see when 3 weeks from the 21st would be. So for the 21st, March 28th would be week 1. This would be week 2. So maybe by April 11th, maybe I'll start to see some movement online on my claim. So yeah, that's just kind of the path that we're on right now. It's just kind of waiting for the EDD, but I'm also in that same boat. Rasar says, you must be able and available for work each week. That's my work requirement. As California is recovering midway in my extension to September, the EDD can just decide I must prove 3 work searches. Yes, they can. It's only waived right now for the pandemic, and we don't know when they'll reinstate that. Hi, Sally. Anthony and Catherine say hello. I have a question. I reapplied on 3/23 because I was told to. Exhausted my claim on 3/14, and my claim ended on 3/20. I got a $0 award letter, so I am good. Rep told me I can't be put on tier 3. Okay, the rep is right and wrong. You should be good. You will be staying on the extension. I have a feeling here's where the rep is right. You can't be put on tier 3 because the programming's not in place yet. But once that programming is in place, because you were denied a new claim, you are going to be, okay, I shouldn't say it with such certainty. You should be put into PEUC tier 3 automatically. Now I say should be automatically because it's the EDD and it doesn't always happen as it should. But the programming is not in place yet. I will for sure make a video once that programming is in place. It might be late. Jenny Silver might be able to get it up before me. But as soon as we start to see reports of that computer programming be in place, I'm going to make a video, and that's happening between April 10th and April 30th. I have a feeling since they gave such a large date range that they're going to be doing us in batches like they've done before. Joel, if put on Fed Ed instead of PEUC 3, won't that mean we get cut short aid to 921, 20 weeks of Fed Ed? So what happens if Fed Ed stops paying in July when California unemployment rate is 6%? Put on PEUC 3. Yes. So once you exhaust your Fed Ed, that's when, if you're on Fed Ed or if you get put on Fed Ed, they're going to make you draw down that Fed Ed balance before you would be put on PEUC extension tier 3. So that's what you'd go on to if you exhaust your Fed Ed. And so, yeah, so all of our claims should take us through September 4th, regardless of the circumstances. My friend Ernie is reminding everybody to please give the video a thumbs up, and I would sure appreciate that as well. Vinny says, I had the extension applied, and then last night my extension was gone. Also my balance. What's going on? That I'm not sure. You had the extension and it was gone with your balance. I'm not sure. The EDD is closed today, but you're gonna want to call them. I'm gonna think about why that might happen. And you had a balance that would take you past that, and your benefit year isn't over. Yeah, I don't know. John Francis, until now, I don't pay $600 I owe to the IRS. I'm still waiting for them regarding the $10,200 tax-free that I'm qualified because I will believe I will get some refund. What should I do? John Francis, who did you use to do your taxes? A lot of people are seeing it like the amount that they owe get revised. So try going onto the tax software that you used and see if that amount has revised yet. Emily, good morning. My nephew's payments were pending for 4 weeks because we asked for retro pay. Now he's waiting to do a phone interview. I don't know why they freeze his payments while waiting for a phone interview. It's just kind of the way they do things. They don't pay out, so he can probably still certify, but he's not going to get paid out until that phone interview gets done. But since you've already been waiting 4 weeks, the phone interview should be coming anytime. Usually, not always because it's the EDD, on his UI Online homepage, it should say when that determination interview is going to be, but sometimes people are getting the calls without having a date that the call is going to take place. You can also always reach out to your assembly member and say, hey, this is what's happening. I haven't been paid for 4 weeks. Is there anything that you can do to help? They may or may not be able to help, but it certainly never hurts to reach out to them and see if they're able to give the EDD a nudge. Vanessa, maximum benefits paid, now waiting PEUC 3. 1 week so far and still waiting. So the EDD will try to put us onto PEUC if we qualify for a new extension. No one at all should be put on PUA or Fed Ed. Oh, Vanessa. Yes, we shouldn't be put on to Fed Ed or PUA, but some of the reps in trying to help us avoid gaps in payment, some people also were enrolled into PUA. So they shouldn't have done that, but they did. And now it's kind of a waiting game to see how that plays out and if people will get paid out like that. Unfortunately, my concern is that in trying to help us, that the EDD may have messed up our claims. I don't love saying that, but that's kind of what I think. And Mytholomule, you're welcome. Luis, my claim expires on the 11th. Does that mean I can certify for that week and get money? What happens after it expires? I'm on PEUC. So after that, you're just waiting for the EDD to put in the programming for PEUC extension tier 3. And yes, if your benefit year ends next week, then you're going to need to call them and see if you qualify for a new claim. Kenneth called 1 week ago, tier 2, end of benefit year, 0 balance. Rep said she filed federal extension. Is this FedEd? Should I expect any delays? Have not seen updates to the dashboard, no text confirmation or mail. Okay, so I have a feeling, Kenneth, like Ellie Barbie was asking, and like Vanessa was asking, that does sound like she requested FedEd for you. But because you called to see if you qualify for a new claim, that is going to put your claim into review. I'm told that the review takes between 2 weeks and 3 weeks. And we really should be going into PEUC tier 3. And so that programming is not in place, but a couple things need to, at minimum, the review process needs to complete from the third party. So there may be some delays in getting paid. And if you go into PEUC 3 instead of FedEd, the programming is not in place for that yet. So I would expect delays on this. And I would also expect that you will start to see some mail probably this next week. Okay, Esther, and it's going to be confusing mail. How the order it went for me is I got the determination of invalid claim letter 1277 first. Then I got an award letter, but that's not going to matter because I didn't qualify because I hadn't completed enough work. And then you're going to get mail that talks about whether you want payment on the B of A debit card or in checks. And really, you're going to ignore all those. Because if you get the 1277 letter, you're not going to get a new claim. They're going to keep you on your existing claim, but you are going to go through a claim review process. You won't be able to get paid out until that's completed. And then really we should be going on to PEUC extension tier 3, and the programming is not even ready for that. I hope that made sense. But it's the EDD, so I'm not sure what makes sense and what doesn't. Okay, Esther says, I'm on PUA. I have been since March of 2019. Do I have to file a new claim? I received a note saying that if your claim expired to file a new claim, but if you're PUA, you don't have to file a new claim. PUA doesn't have to file a new claim, so no. Good morning, Ben. Economy to recover fast due to vaccines. Someone told me that these extensions make us used to getting free money without working. Rude awakening to come when we lose benefits. What do you think? I think mostly people want to go back to work when it's safe. I will say for me, since I'm back to work, it's an adjustment. My feet hurt, my back hurts, but also like businesses that have been closed for a while, it's a scramble to do everything. For example, you guys know I work at a movie theater, and the Los Angeles County reopening guidelines are different a little bit than the state guidelines. Our movie theater sells beer and wine from the concession stand. We just learned that a guest has to purchase a meal in order to sell beer and wine. So the only thing that we sell that qualifies as a meal is a hot dog. The guidelines specifically say popcorn or pretzel is not a meal. So it's creating like this weird thing. Like we're selling way more hot dogs than we normally would, which we weren't prepared for. We don't have staff to go cook the hot dogs in the back. We're not the kind of place that just has the hot dogs in a warmer sitting out for hours. It's weird being back at work. It's strange. But I think mostly people want to go back to work. I don't just think we're all lazy. There is a bit that's sad because I know a lot of us were making more on unemployment than we were when we're working. Also, I don't know if the economy is bouncing back as quickly as they say. We used to have a lot of employees and a lot of hours. We used to have like a 10 a.m. set, 1 a.m. or 1 p.m., 4 p.m., 7 p.m., 10 p.m. Now we do like a 2 p.m., a 6 p.m., and an 8 p.m. So that's reduced hours. It's reduced staffing. I'm not quite sure it's coming back the way they say, but we'll see. And I mean, I hope it does. I don't want us all to be on unemployment. And I want to start talking about Shelly's Millions, where we talk about increasing our wealth, even if we don't have a lot to start with. All right, tangent over. Thanks to Ben. Dom says, I'm stuck with ID me verify. So you may have to do one of the calls with a referee, and those do take 5 hours, sometimes longer. Some of the tips are to log on from a laptop or desktop computer and to reach out to that CEO, Blake Hall, and ID.me on Instagram or Twitter. Jacelyn says, Happy Easter. Happy Easter to you as well. Jason says, you're the greatest. Thank you. Have you heard any word on Mixsterners getting that $100 per week dating back to last year? Jason, I have not. The EDD occasionally makes mention of it, but they have not got the programming in place for that yet. Skinny Millie, thank you for saying Happy Easter. Thank you. Andrew, Happy Easter. I just wanted to say, God bless you, Shelly, and your family. Thank you so much. God bless everyone in this stream who has issues with their claims. I'm hopeful issues will be fixed soon. Me too, Andrew. Thank you for that. That's very kind. Jard Johnson says, people on PEUC won't be able to certify for another 2 weeks. We might not be able to certify until sometime after or around April 30th. It could be almost a whole month before we can certify again. We don't know when the programming's in place. They have said between 4:10 and 4:30. Myra says, I'm on PEUC. My claim year was up. I filed a new claim. It told me to certify 4/4. I did today. I'm stuck on pending. Hopefully I hear something back soon. Yeah, I mean, it's a holiday. It might not switch to paid until after 10 p.m. tonight. If it's been pending for more than 48 hours or 72 hours, that's when I would call the EDD back. Selena says, so if you're Fed Ed, we should apply for a new claim, 0 balance. Yeah, if your Fed Ed has hit 0, I would call and see if you qualify for a new claim and your year has ended. That's my advice. And EDD has said Fed Ed needs to apply, but if you still have a claim balance, you're able to certify and get paid. There's no need to kind of rile things up. But if your claim balance is at 0 and your benefit year is ended, yes, you're going to need to call to see if you qualify for a new claim. Sally, thank you for the donation. I haven't been able to log into my EDD account since Friday. Is it down again? Maybe try again now. They did take it down for maintenance on I think that's coming up on the 7th. The site crashes frequently and there's glitches. There's not anything official that I know of. There was something in the EDD news release. Hang on one second. I think that's for the 7th, though. Hold on one second. Let's check their news release real quick, which I wasn't able to share with you guys this week because I was at work when they did the news release. Okay, I don't see it on a quick scroll. They are going to be doing some maintenance on their site, though. Let me see here. Yeah. Okay, I don't see it quickly, and I want to try and get to more questions. But the site crashes. Can you try selecting both UI Online Mobile and UI Online and maybe trying from a desktop? You can do UI Online Mobile even from a desktop as well. So maybe try that as well. Okay, let's see. Somebody's texting me about the second vaccine. We all got vaccinated on like the same day, like 4 of us from work, and they're saying the line's long. My friend's saying that she'll probably still be in line when I'm there. Okay. Guys, I lost my place in the comments. You guys know what that means. Please like the video. I'll take a drink of water while I'm doing this. Thank you, 213 Noah. Okay. Sorry. I'm going to do Roy's question while I'm scrolling back to the place I lost. Roy says, my friend quit his job months ago because of a hostile environment. Does he qualify for PUA? And if yes, please suggest. It's going to depend. He can apply, and what would happen, he's just going to apply for unemployment, and then based on his answers, it's going to determine what kind of claim he would qualify for, PUA or traditional. The Since he'd be filing his claim now, the furthest back he can request to be backdated is the week of December 6th of 2020. So he could apply and request to be backdated to December 6th of 2020. His employer could come back and say, no, this guy quit. He was terminated. They could just say, no, he quit, and they could fight that claim, basically. So they could deny it. The EDD does normally vote in the favor of the person, like the claimant. They normally vote on like the person's behalf, not the company's behalf. But sometimes you do have to appeal. So my advice would be to apply and see what happens. All right, Sally, thank you again for the donation. You certified last Sunday and the payment stuck in pending. Call the EDD on Monday, and the agent said it'll take 3 to 5 business days to get paid again. It hasn't. So yeah, you're going to have to call. I have some friends in the same situation where they told them they would switch to paid, and it just hasn't. Whenever that happens, once the 5 days have passed, you are going to need to call again. To get that payment moving. And that's when I'd also list the help of your assembly member and just say, you guys, I'm so sorry about this dinging. Oh dear. So all the vaccinated people are all chatting, and then happy Easter text. Anyway, so sorry. So yeah, enlist the help of your assembly member and have them, tell them the rep told me I was going to get paid in 3 to 5 days. That hasn't happened. I'm calling again, but is there anything you can do to help me get paid as well? Angelina E., thank you for the donation. I was able to certify for 1 week. Will we get paid for that 1 week tomorrow? Yes, you should. I will say that since today is Easter Sunday, sometimes it seems like because of the holidays, it's not supposed to delay the claim or when you get paid. But sometimes because of the holiday, even though banks are open tomorrow and banks wouldn't have been open today anyway, sometimes it creates like a 1 to 2 day delay in actually getting paid. So even if you see it switch to paid today on the EDD, just because it was a holiday, it could cause a little bit of a longer delay to get paid. But yes, you're going to get paid for just 1 week this week. I hope that made sense. Okay, and I think I found my place. Diane says, I tried calling, and I'm back at 11:03, so I'm 30 minutes behind in the comments, you guys. Diane says, I tried calling the EDD, and they had said that I will need to wait until they update the system for me to get the extension. My situation right now is I have a $0 balance, and my benefit year ends on 5/8. So that is true, Diane. You're just waiting on the EDD to put the PEUC 3 tier extension tier 3 programming into place, which will happen between April 10th and April 30th. Joel says, he's asking about the 3 job searches. We asked that. We just did Sally's. Claude Vernoise. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I butchered your name. Colin asked to be transferred to a tier 2. Yes, but not today because they're closed. Roy. Okay, we did Roy's. So have your friend file and see what happens. Luis says, I made $1,000 on a W-2 and $27,000 from unemployment. Am I eligible for the $600 California stimulus? Luis, there is that is an earned income tax credit even for California, and I'm not sure if the $1,000 from the W-2 is enough to qualify you for the stimulus. The other requirement is that your adjusted gross income needs to be below $30,000, which that would be. I'm just not sure if you hit the threshold on the actual earnings in order to qualify. I'm not a tax professional. So check with whoever prepares your taxes and ask them that. Okay, Cecilia, thank you for the donation. You were on FedEd and had to reapply with a rep. In 1 week, I was paid for my pending week, and today I certified for my new claim. Keep the faith, guys. Cecilia, that is great news, and thank you for sharing that with us. Yeah, guys, eventually these things do work themselves out. Sometimes you need to be really persistent, though, in calling and getting things moving along. Richard says, I'm on PEUC. Benefits exhausted last Sunday, but my benefit year doesn't end until 4/12. What do I do? So you're one of the people, you're waiting on the programming to be put into place for PEUC extension tier 3, but about 5 days before your benefit year ends, you can call the EDD to see if you qualify for a new claim and get that process started, so that when the third extension is ready, like there's not delays at that point in you getting it. So about April 7th, I would start calling the EDD to see if you qualify for a new claim. Ramon says, why did I have to certify today if I already certified last Sunday? And when I checked to see if it was paid, unfortunately, it was not paid. Why is that? So that could be because your benefit year is over. It could be because your claim balance is 0. I would tend to think that it was going to take your claim balance to 0 today. It could be not paid. If you were allowed to certify, that could be when your claim balance hit 0, but if it went to not paid, that could be when your benefit year ended. Either way, unfortunately, once they open tomorrow, you're going to need to give them a call. Anthony says, last night, but I still have $4,050 in your balance. So I think that's only part of the question, Bad Grandpa. Oh, maybe here, nope. Bad Grandpa, I only see the first part of your question. Okay. The Jade Turtle says, benefit year ends 4/3. Do I need to file a new claim? By calling, even if I won't qualify? And will a new claim actually be filed and have to wait the 21 days, or will EDD just put me on the extension? Well, it depends. What you're really hoping is, since you haven't worked at all, if I'm assuming since you're saying you won't qualify, you do have to call. Some reps do totally make you file a new claim and see if you qualify, and then you have to wait the 21 days. Other reps will just kind of bypass that and put you on the extension. But the PEUC Tier 3 extension isn't ready yet, so you may still have to wait around 21 days while they put the programming in place for the third PEUC extension. Either way, since your benefit year is over, you do need to call and see if you qualify for a new claim. Joshua says, I got a job at Wells Fargo full-time. That is awesome. Congratulations. I have 4 weeks training. Then after, I will be part-time for the rest of the year with 20 hours a week. Will I still get EDD? Guys, I'm going to make a new video on this. I do have a video about excessive earnings. It really depends on what your new hourly rate is and what your weekly benefit amount is. I'm going to do a new video. I have an old one. It's still valid. It's called Excessive Earnings. It has like a green background. I'm wearing like a polka dot shirt. If you sort my videos by like the most viewed, it should be in that first little page of them that you see. So the excessive earnings video, I am planning on updating that video though, because it's going to depend on how much you get paid now at the new job for those 20 hours a week and what your weekly benefit amount is. That might be that might be enough to bump you off of unemployment altogether, but you got to do the calculation. Anthony and Catherine, if we got a $0 reward letter, will we be put back on PEUC. I had to reapply, but a rep helped me, called in and was told my claim is under investigation. Yes. So anytime you file a new claim, which we're all having to do, it goes into review by a third party. And I'm told that that review process is going to take between 2 and 6 weeks. And they can't pay out on even if you get denied the new claim, you can't be paid out on the existing claim until the review process is complete. So that could take a little time. But that is what's happening to everybody that has had to file a new claim. Jim says, I'm PEUC. I have a $0 balance as of today, but I had them restart my claim on 2/28/21, and they still have yet to update my extension date. So I think it's going to say on extension kind of for the end of time. I don't think that's going to change to a new benefit year end unless you qualified for the whole new claim. And they may not have updated your claim balance yet because you may be going on to PEUC extension tier 3 and the programming is not in place for that yet. John Francis. I helped a family friend of mine apply for a new claim. We were asked us to submit verify her identification information we submitted online. Do you think it will go faster regarding sending it in the mail? Sending it on email? Yes. If you can submit the verification documents online, that will be faster than sending it through the regular mail, at least, or through email. Rose, if yours says disqualified, you're going to have to call the EDD. Oh, thank you for saying cool glasses, Sherry. I thought I'd change things up today. Okay. Albert says, I'm on FedEd and certified this morning, and usually it says paid right away. And I just checked my account right now and it says pending. My benefit year has expired, but I've been able to, you're on a grandfathered claim, I think it's supposed to say, and I have no problems before. Now it says pending. What do I do? Please help. So Albert, since today is a holiday, it might not go to pending until later tonight or tomorrow morning. If it still hasn't switched to paid by tomorrow after 10 a.m., then I would go ahead and call them. And guys, a grandfathered FedEd claim is one that maybe expired in November or December of 2020 is when the claim years ended. So you guys have kind of already checked to see if you qualify for a new claim, and you are being allowed to draw down the balance on your FedEd claim, and then you'd be waiting for the third PEUC extension. So just in case anybody wondered what a grandfather claim is. Anthony. Oh, I think we answered Anthony's. Jaybird says disqualification. So you're going to want to call if it says disqualification, because that can be for different reasons. Javi, yes, there should be retroactive pay. With that said, if your benefit year has ended, you do need to call them as soon as possible. One of the other moderators worded it much better. I'm going to read how he worded it. Okay, well, I find this. You guys please like the video. Okay, hopefully this will make sense. It says, if the PEUC 3, PEUC Tier 2 has pending weeks are inside the expired window. So if you're on PEUC 2, extension tier 2, and your benefit year expired, but you've been able to certify, but they all say pending, they can't move those to paid. So you need to see if you qualify for a new claim. And they kind of start your new claim from when you apply. So you want to go ahead and do that. So it should be retroactive, but you do need to apply for see if you qualify for a new claim as soon as your benefit year ends to make sure that you avoid any potential gaps. Reggie, I'm not as familiar with Florida. Thank you, Maggie. Jim's helping Anthony and Catherine. I've had mine under review for about a month. I got a payment of about 1,500, but since then they haven't changed my date yet. And now I have a zero balance as well. So yeah, it can be in review for up to 6 weeks, and your balance may not have changed because you might be waiting on PEUC extension tier 3. Okay, I'm going to skip around a little bit. Sherry says, my year end is 4/24. So if because I'm at zero balance, will they automatically add me to an extension, or do I need to call and open a new claim? I have not worked at all on this year. So yeah, on about 4/19, you can call about 5 days early. So about 4/19, you're going to call and see if you qualify for a new claim. You are going to need to do that as your benefit year ends. Oops. We'll do. Rachel says, if I filed and it says I have to file again, should I file again? If you already reapplied, that notice about filing a new claim, that's just kind of a standard notice. They put that on everybody's claim, regardless if you filed a new claim or not already, regardless if you're PUA, regardless of if you're still within your benefit year. So no, if you recently applied for a new claim and you're seeing that message, you don't need to do that again. Good morning, Nina. You certified and it worked normally. Everything's fine. Ah, great. That is awesome. Ah, thank you. Ah, and she's thanking the EDD. Ah, Ursula's left some cute little emojis. EDD Edgar. The rep told me I qualify for Fed Ed coming from year-end extension tier 2. I called and he told me he put in my file qualification for Fed Ed, still waiting. Yeah, and that's because your claim is going to go through that third-party review. And really, it shouldn't be Fed Ed tier 2. So we're going to have to see. Sean. Morning, Sean. What's up? I got paid last night. I called Friday since the 5th was the end of the year. They said it has to be after the date. It took me over an hour on hold late afternoon on Friday. Most of the reps are able to help you file a new claim 5 days before your benefit year ends. But Sean, now that worries me. Maybe guys, wait until the day after your claim expires. And I know originally some reps were telling people up to 10 days before your benefit year ends. I'm so sorry that you had to call and hold, and then they told you that they weren't able to help you since it was a few days before your benefit year ends. Maybe I'll change my advice on that. Ramil says, I'm on disaster. Does that count as PUA? And I also certified last night and it's still showing pending right now. Yes, disaster is the same as PUA. And since today's a holiday, I wouldn't worry as much if it's still pending. If it doesn't change after 10 p.m. tonight or 8 a.m. tomorrow, that's when I would start to worry. Thank you, Bill. Anthony says, could Easter Sunday be causing my payment I filed last night to still be pending? Yes, I think so. So just give it a little extra time since today's the holiday. And you're going to see people say that it's not supposed to cause delays, and it's not supposed to, but almost every single holiday that I've seen, it's caused issues for some people. Some people, it still goes paid right away. Like Nina said, hers has no issues. But for other people, it seems like the majority of people, it seems like there's issues when you certify on a holiday. Ernesto says, I've never had to put work search in today. They asked me to put some. I thought we didn't need to look. So the work search requirement is waived, but you may have just gone on to PEUC. It may take you to that page, but the requirement is still waived. So you can hit skip when it brings up the page that asks you to list where you've applied for work. Stan, I'm at maximum benefits paid, but my benefit year doesn't end until next week. Do I have to wait until that date to apply for a new claim? Stan, I was telling people 5 days in advance, which is what the EDD reps were telling people. But Sean, who's been one of my viewers since like the very beginning of my channel, just said that he called a few days early and the rep told him he couldn't apply until the benefit year had totally ended. So I'm a little torn on what the advice is. I would maybe wait until your benefit year actually ends. Maria, a rep filed my claim over the phone and I'm denied due to no earnings. She said I'd get a letter in the mail. The file a claim button when I log on had gone away, but it's back today. Is that normal? Yeah, I would think so. So you should start getting mail, probably the 1277 invalid claim notice, and then probably a $0 award letter, and then more mail about the Bank of America EDD debit card versus getting checks. But as long as you get the 1277 invalid claim notice, that means that you do not have a new claim. And once you start getting that mail, that means that the rep did already file a new claim for you with you on the phone. So I would not push that just yet. It's probably just that standard message that we're all getting. Dawn says, what should I expect if I have an overpayment? If you aren't going to appeal it, you should call you, which you can, but that's a lengthy process. Otherwise, I would recommend, I think there's an overpayment department. Call them and arrange a payment plan to pay them back like a really small amount every week or every 2 weeks. Karen, I have 1 week's claim amount left, and the EDD is allowing me to certify for 1 week after I certified for 2 weeks previously last weekend. Yeah, that's normal. When you only have enough to certify for 1 week, they sometimes just let you certify for that 1 week. So that's fairly normal. Excuse me. Amari, my throat's dry today, guys. I'm going to take a drink of water. If you guys could like the video, I would sure appreciate it. Rachel says, I already filed a claim. And when I checked to certify, it says I had to file a new claim again. Why is that? That's just a standard message that's popping up. If you already filed a new claim, you do not need to file another new claim. EDD Edgar said, is my year-end date also 3/22/21? And were you on T2 like me? I called and said I qualify for Fed Ed since I got the notice saying I may qualify for Fed Ed. Rep told me I do qualify. So no, my actually on the award letter where it says that I would get a new claim, I think it does say my original benefit year end was 3/13 of 2021. I got a new award letter, but I also have the 1277 denial letter. They did tell me I qualified for Fed Ed, but nothing has happened on my account. And that is probably because the claim is in review. And guys, just so you know, I'm at 11:14 in the comments. I think I do want to try and keep it just to an hour. Oh, Jenny was in earlier. She said hi. I dropped into hers a little bit. She's asking about work. Yes, please run one of my playlists in the background on mute to help the channel. I would love that. And I even have a playlist with videos that Jenny and I have done together. Hi, blue-eyed female. Thank you. She's a moderator. She mutes out like the duplicate questions. Yes, please like, share, and subscribe. Scotty, thank you for the donation. Thank you guys. Oh, Ashley's asking how she comments. So I'm all the way at the bottom of the comments. I may try. Oh, is Jenny in like right now? That would be amazing. Yeah, we try and pop into each other's chats sometimes. Yesterday she was doing one and I was on my break and I popped in to say hi and to remind everybody that the EDD phone lines are closed today and to remind people to like her video. So Starvella says, when does tier 3 start? So they have said that it's going to be programmed between April 10th and April 30th. So sometime in there is when the computer programming should be complete and we should be able to certify again. Let's see here. Eyes of the World 2020 says trick to get through. So they're closed today since it's Easter, but starting tomorrow, and maybe don't call on like Sundays and Mondays because those are going to be heavier traffic call days. So maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I would try to call those days and avoid Sunday and Monday if you can. Then when you call, I usually call the Love 222 is saying the 1-833-978-2511 number, and that's the one I call as well. They're saying at 4 p.m. set an alarm and call right at 4, set an alarm or a reminder. They've gotten through every time. So that is awesome. Some other good times I've heard are between 8 and 8:15 a.m., around 11 a.m., not at noon because they're on lunch, about 1 p.m. when they get back from lunch, and then up until 6 should be a good time. But after 6, they're going to have too many people holding in the queue to get through. So after 6, I wouldn't recommend calling. Then when you hear the long intro message, when she gets to the part where she's like, press 1, don't let her say anything else. Quickly press 1, 3, 4. And then that hopefully should help you guys get through. Scotty says, regular UI claim benefit ending 410. Filed a new claim. Over the phone with the rep. Got the UI claim filed in the mail and did not qualify for a new claim. Claim has to go under investigation review. Yes, all new claims have to go through the third-party review, and you can't get paid out on your existing claim until that review process is complete, and I've heard between 2 and 6 weeks. Samantha, yep, you'll be put back on your old claim. Yeah. That's true as well. If you're denied the new claim, you will be put back on your old claim, but it does go through a review process. Black Dragon Chaz says hello. Susan says can't certify on PEUC year ends 4/11, says refile. So yes, then you will need to file a new claim, but that should be next week. So if you're not able to certify right now, I'm not sure what that might be about. And thank you guys so much for helping each other in the comments. D nice. I certify every week instead of every 2 weeks. Why is this happening? So at some point you probably called the EDD about a stuck payment, and they do this thing where they request a hardship payment to be made kind of before they have a chance to like look at everything completely. And that seems to trigger then needing to certify every week. That really shouldn't be happening. It's just kind of an extra step. But if you're getting paid, even though it's an extra step, I wouldn't worry too much about it. That has happened to a fair number of people now. Eyes of the World, you're welcome. Poison Garcia, I see you having a question mark. I'm kind of just skipping around in the comments. So Poison, if you ask again, I'll try and get to it in the chat. Liz says, how long should we wait while it's being reviewed before we call again? So I've been told between 2 and 6 weeks the claim could be in review. And if you exhausted the PEUC extension tier 2 balance, the programming for that will happen between 410 and 430. So it's possible that that's where you're at on your claim and that the programming just isn't in place. So I would give it several weeks before you start to worry. And I said this a little bit earlier in the live. Sorry, lost my train of thought. Hold on. Oh, I see Poison's question also. I totally lost my train of thought. I am so sorry. That starts to happen to me at the end of these lives. And then I lost the question. Anyway, so it may be a little while before you get paid again. I know we were talking about PUC extensions and like when you'll get paid again and all of that. Oh my God, I have to move on. I'm so sorry though. Okay, Poison says, if I had an overpayment, would they deduct it from my claim balance because my claim balance changed from 8,000 to 5,000? Yes, that's possible. That is possible. Thanks, Denise. I'm so sorry that I lost my train. Axel Punk. Someone within the employment offices if you need to call. You guys are helping each other there. Anthony, I was approved for a new claim in California. I certified last night and was asked to provide 3 places I applied to. I skipped the question. Could this cause payment to be pending? It shouldn't, as long as you answered yes that you looked for work. The work search requirement is still waived, and you are supposed to be allowed to hit skip on listing where you applied. Julio says, certified today and the weeks saying not paid. That could be because your benefit year is over, so you will need to call them tomorrow once they're open. Eric, I have a quick question. I filed for a new extension over the phone. My amount balance changed, but I certified at midnight, but I saw it got disqualified. Why? It could be because, wait, let me reread it. The phone. It could be that you're disqualified on the claim that you're certifying on, but that you're going to be qualified on the new claim. You will need to call them to get that sorted out. So yeah, Eric, it could be that if you qualified for the new claim, it's saying that the weeks are disqualified on the existing claim, and maybe you're going to get paid out on the new claim, but that won't happen until the review process is complete, and that can take 2 to 6 weeks. But call them just to be on the safe side. Yeah, so the new claim, Julio. You guys are welcome. Okay, so the best number for the EDD, it's just the really published one. I always call 833-978-2511. Suwu says, I have $1,700 in unreported wages that I forgot to claim. I worked for a few weeks, but I lost my job due to the pandemic. All payments are pending. Should I worry? No, I mean, try not to worry. Just call them to find out why you're pending. It could be for several different reasons. So call them and find out why you're pending. John Francis says, I think I did answer your question. You had to leave for an Easter egg hunt. On FedEd claim, it ends 3/14. I'm still certified and getting paid. Should I reapply now or wait? I would recommend waiting. Wait until there's a problem on your claim. For show, yeah, says, what about PUA? PUA, everything should be happening automatically. You don't need to file a new claim. You don't need to call the EDD. Your claim year should have already changed to September 4th. They are still in the process of updating some of the PUA claimants' balances. That should all be complete by April 10th. Jade, I haven't seen the new PUA questions yet. So I'll go look. Extension Tier 2 does not mean PUA. Extension Tier 2 is PEUC. Those are the people that do need to file a new claim, the PEUC people. PUA, it's under claim type or payment type. It's likely going to say disaster assistance. So disaster assistance equals PUA. Extension Tier 2 equals PEUC. PEUC, when your benefit year ends, you do need to file a new claim. Amory, when do we start getting the extra 300? So it's not like an extra 300 on top of the 300. They're just going to continue giving us $300 a week through September 4th, and that is already happening. NT, how do they let you know your third-party new claim review results? I don't know. I haven't seen that yet. ISDOX says, just call. That's often the answer, but not today because they're closed for Easter Sunday. Guadalupe, your DUA. So that is the same. That's disaster unemployment assistance. That is sometimes what they're calling PUA, pandemic unemployment assistance, because they decided that the pandemic is a type of disaster. So that is likely DUA and PUA are also the same thing. Mama says, why have I been exhausted since December 26th? Will I get the extension by April 10th? That is too long to be exhausted. There's definitely a bigger issue going on with your account. I don't know what it is. You need to call them and find out what's going on. You also please email your assembly member and ask them for assistance. See what they tell you. Put in an email. That way there's a written trail of what they told you. Guys, I'm probably only going to take 1 or 2 more questions, and then I'm going to go get my second dose of the vaccine. Do you think there will be a fourth stimulus? I don't know. There's already talk of one. It's really going to depend on where we are with the virus and where we are with jobs at that point in time. I definitely think that there could be, but it's too soon to tell. If there is, I can almost guarantee this, they'll drag their feet until almost the last minute on deciding on it or not. T. Maurice says, I'll say it again, save your money, people. Yeah, and T. Maurice, that gives me the perfect chance to plug Yada Bank. You guys, I don't work for them. I'm not an affiliate of them. I get like bonus raffle tickets or whatever if you guys use my link. But since saving my money with them, I've gotten like over $200 in prizes. They kind of do like this lottery system thing where you win prizes instead of getting interest. I don't know, but you also get interest anyway. If you're going to save money, you might as well get extra money for saving your money. And so it works out to the best interest rate, whatever. You guys know the spiel. I haven't done the description for this video yet, but it will be in there at the end. So save your money someplace where it will also grow is the advice. That's what I mean. Doesn't have to be Yada Bank. Save it somewhere where it will grow or has the potential to grow. Mine grew by about $200, so I'm thrilled. Okay. Today, the EDD message system is down too. None of the options to submit a question. Yeah, and I'm not sure if that's because of the holiday as well. Uh-oh. The Jade Turtle says, EDD rep has said that I would need to file a new claim and wait for 21 days, and the EDD can't just bypass filing a new claim, even if you're not eligible. Since I have not worked at all since on EDD, why? The Jade Turtle, it sounds like you just got a bad rep. I will say that I initially was told the same thing. I called twice about my benefit year ending, and the first rep was kind of short with me and was like, no, you have to file yourself online if that's what it's telling you. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. And I just hung up. And then I was like, oh, I'm over this for today. And I don't want to call and get the same rep. So I waited about 3 days. And then I called again. And that rep helped me file on the phone. He was not able to just bypass it either. I was like, oh, can't you just bypass it? And he was like, no, but I'll help you file. So he helped me file. It just sounds like you got a bad rep. And there definitely are some good reps and some bad reps out there. Thank you, Blue-Eyed Female. Oh, you had your second one last week and did not have any reaction. On the first one, but the second one wiped me out. Fever, body aches in bed the day after. Yeah, I have to work tomorrow, and I'm going to try and do a live with you guys tomorrow, so I'll update you on how I feel. But I'm going to work from home in case I feel awful. Yes, everybody, please like, subscribe, and share the video. Like Jenny Silver says, I would love if you guys ran one of my playlists in the background on mute. It would really help the channel. Let's see. Coyote says we are indeed in a computer age. Oh no, that's a Coyote Blind. I'm going to block you because that sounds like spam. Okay. So Jonathan, on a lot of these claims, they have not updated the balance yet. Okay. You guys are all helping each other so that I'm getting a little lost. Let's do Joseph Ferguson's. I'm unemployment. I filed a new claim. I received a notice of determination of invalid claim. Do I have to do anything now? No. That's that notice of invalid claim 1277. Now that your new claim is denied, that's when they're going to keep you on your existing claim, and they should automatically apply the extensions once the computer programming is available. They are still waiting on that computer programming, which will happen between April 10th and April 30th. Okay, I think that's going to be the last question for today. You guys, thank you so much for watching. Please do like the video. Run a playlist in the background on mute while your kids are in the yard hunting for Easter eggs. Be safe today. Don't listen to hackers. Don't follow these people. So yeah, that seems like a good time to go out. Because if you ever see me spell Instagram weird or anything, that's not me. So, all right, you guys. I will see you next time. Yes, like the video. I'll let you know how the vaccine goes tomorrow night, Monday night at 6 p.m. when I'm live again. I'll be blocking Ocean Hack 1 on IG from comments. All right. Thank you guys. Happy Easter. Okay.